Hello and welcome back to the Pokesmall channel. So today, I've mentioned it in a couple of the videos, we're going to be doing something a little bit different, which is talking about how you can get into collecting cards on a sort of like on a budget, because a lot of people are new to the hobby, a lot of people are coming back to the hobby like myself a couple of months ago. So, you know, you can sort of get tied up a little bit with, oh, I want to collect this, I want to collect that, and you end up all over the place and not really ending up with the collection. So what I thought was I'd just give you some of my tips and stuff for what I'd do if I was getting back into it, and yeah, we'll take it from there. So yeah, I've got some cards as well to show you. I'm going to try editing with putting up some screenshots in the video, so bear with me, I'm not the best editor in the world. So yeah, that's always fun. As you can probably tell from the videos, because we sort of we just literally just record the raw footage and we put it up there. We sort of wing it, it's a bit of a vibe, and we see what's what. So yeah, so I was into the hobby originally in sort of like the early sort of like 2000s/1998. So, you know, we got base set, we got the Wizards of the Coast set as well, we got all those sort of things coming out. Like a lot of people my age, when it come to sort of like collecting the cards, everybody sort of dropped off around Gym Heroes Challenge. And I thought to myself, well, you know, I'm getting on a little bit in years now, it would be quite nice to have a collection. So I started off, bought a couple of packs from Asda, and thought, oh, yeah, that's quite fun, this is opening them up and everything. And then I thought, I really do want a full set, so I decided, oh, I'll get a full set. So, well, a full set of like the original Wizards of the Coast, so base set through to base set 2. So yeah, it was just very much like, let's just do this, let's go for that. So that sort of helped me focus on collecting. Then as I've gone on, they've been releasing new cards, I've been watching videos on YouTube, Instagram, that sort of thing. And it's really like made me realise there's a whole world of people there. I've met some fantastic people so far through it. And yeah, it's just been so much fun. Really nice hobby to get into, and my collection's coming along quite nicely. At the point now where I'm like, if I see something, you know, where it's like a little bit different, or if it's a new sort of artwork, like I really like that new 151 artwork of is it Kabuto? Really like that. It might be on the star, on the mind anyway. And I was like, oh, I quite like that, so I just bought the single itself. But that's sort of like my little sort of like Pokemon journey so far, and then obviously I've really got into them, been opening booster packs and stuff, and I opened up a load of them with my brother in my local card shop, and I thought, hey, I'm opening up cards, so I might as well, you know, sort of like record it sort of thing. And that's how we've ended up doing these little YouTube videos, which is quite fun. So I've got a little logo and stuff, and yeah, really embraced Gen 9, so I've got back into Gen 9. So let's stop me waffling for a little bit and let's crack on. So I thought, if you're starting off, £30, that sounds about right, you know, for getting into it. And looking online, hopefully this is all edited correctly, the first thing is that I'd go for, if you were starting off budget, would be just get some bulk. So first up we have, you know, sort of bulk. So these aren't ones that I purchased off eBay, these are ones that I've just obtained through opening packs on this channel. You might recognise a few of the cards and stuff. I think I'm selling these at a boot sale tomorrow, all being well, for about £3 for the stack, which I don't think is too bad for, which is alright for people getting into it. But people on eBay are selling, you know, like a good handful of cards for, you know, not too much money. Hopefully we've put it up here. Let's test my editing, we'll go there, see if we can get it to pop up there. So yeah, working on the £30 budget, you can get, you know, like a good set of bulk of sort of like new cards for round about £5. So £5 to £6 gets you, you know, like a nice stack, which is quite nice. You know, you'll get your reverse hollows, you'll get your hollows, and you've got quite a lot there. You know, you'll have Pokemon that you recognise and everything and all that. Oh, really like that one. And yeah, you can sort of, you know, start a collection from there. So, you know, from these you'll have your favourites, and you can put them into your binder. But that's a good starting point, that is, because you can find out which ones you have a, you know, a feel for, which ones you like. Like a lot of the new ones have this shiny border. Some of the older ones, most of the old ones have this yellow border. So you can sort of figure it out from there. So I would definitely recommend, if you're starting off on your £30 budget, you know, a great big block of bulk. And that's a really good place to start. Not too expensive, and you can have fun with that. Now the second thing I thought about for a while, but I suppose these days they would be classed as kind of cool. Again, these little packs that I sell on the boot sales that I do sometimes at the weekends. So yeah, I thought, oh, what else would I buy? Well, for me, I'm biased, so my next recommendation would be picking up a couple of the vintage bulk. So again, these are the ones that got me back into collecting. They're normally a little bit worse for wear. As you can see, we've got whitening and stuff on them and everything. But these ones are, you know, I think they're quite good for getting into it. Because you know, you have that cool sort of artwork if you're a younger collector. You know, people on the playground and all that. I don't know if they call them playgrounds anymore. Well, people might think they're cool and stuff, and you know, they're not printing any more of these ones. So they're just a nice little thing to have around. Now, I think you can pick up, I sell them at the boot sale in packs of 10 for, I think I sell them for about £4, but on eBay you can pick up, like, you know, good amounts of bulk for round about, you know, again, that sort of £5 mark. Let's have a go at some editing there. There we go, that's where we should put it. So yeah, I definitely recommend picking up a couple of the original sort of base set through Jungle, Fossil, that sort of thing. Just picking up a little bit of vintage sort of stuff. So I think if you have your bulk, you have a little bit of vintage as well, you know, your classic OG stuff. I think that could be the start of quite a good collection. Now, in my opinion, there is some cards that are completely undervalued, and it's a nice little set. It's not actually classed as a set, but the 15 cards that they released, and it's the Amazing Rares. I think they're called Amazing Rares. Where's the one I put in the thumbnail? There we go. So the Amazing Rares, and I think one of those cards on there, which is really nice, is the Celebi. Now, Celebi cards do really, really well, sort of like on the second-hand market, but this one's just fantastic. It's, you know, obviously it's got the colour explosion and everything, and I think it's quite cool. It's got the little A there at the bottom, and you can pick these up quite cheap, to be fair. Couple of pounds, I think. One of these has got a price, and so I bought one of these from a local card shop. I mean, I paid £4 for Zamazenta. But if you look on eBay, you can pick up like the Celebi card for round about, let's be generous, sort of about £5. Now, I think when it comes to it, it could be a good thing to sort of aim for collecting, like maybe all of these sort of like Amazing Rares, because, you know, they're the, you know, sort of fan favourite Pokemon, especially with Jirachi and Rayquaza, Kyogre. I am missing one, as you might see. It's the one with the sword, I forget its name. But yeah, so like they've got really cool artwork on it, and they're really not that expensive at the moment considering what you get. There isn't really any other cards like them. I mean, we pulled them a cargo that was like, you know, had a little bit coming out, but yeah, I think as far as it goes, I think they are quite a unique card to collect. And I think if you had a collection with all of them in, of which there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, I think there's 9 of them in total. You know, that's something to work towards, you know, so like when you get some pocket money or when it's payday, you can pick up a new one, add it to the collection sort of thing, and before long you'll have all 9 of them. And I think that would look quite cool, you know, on like an opening page sort of thing, but I definitely think these are being slept on at the moment from, you know, by sellers. I'd also recommend only buying from like, you know, proper places you can trust. Look at the feedback and everything. What is it that other people are saying and stuff? Because there is those dodgy sort of like gold ones from AliExpress and stuff, and they're not genuine. And you don't want to be starting off a collection with like non-genuine cards and stuff. I haven't got a torch to hand, but usually you can tell just by shining a light through the back of them, because they normally have ink printed in them. So, oh, I'm really sorry, we won't look at the card, is it? Oh, it's a water energy, so we're fine. So when you're buying cards and stuff, if somebody, the genuine ones have, if I just rip this one, I'm really sorry, water energy fans, but as you can see, it's got like this little black line that runs across the card like that. And that's sort of like, that's what stops the light going through. So on sort of like replica, as some of them are being called, or, you know, fake cards essentially, because that's what they are, bootlegs. Yeah, they might not have that strip. I think one of the famous YouTubers did open up a pack that was quite convincing, did have the strip in, but as a rule of thumb, these are it's a pretty good way of telling. I don't recommend ripping up a good one. So yeah, going on to it, I think if you've got the bulk, you've got a little bit of retro in there, you've got, you know, quite a cool slept-on card, which I think will do really well. It looks really cool anyway, gives you something to aim towards, like a little collection within your collection. I also think it's important, because it's such a chase card, it's always the one that people want. I think that you have to have a Charizard card, and you've probably already seen it in the thumbnail, but my choice would be the Charizard VMAX promo card. I think this one was out with, oh, what was the set? Was it the Charizard Elite Premium box, maybe? Yeah, so you come out with that and stuff, and this is one I picked up because I never buy the big boxes, but yeah, I got this one. It's got a couple of dinks in it and everything, but I think if you have that, it's one of those cards you look at. Again, it's not too expensive. I'll try and put the price here. Where are we? There. Try and put the price there. I think you can only pay about £15 for this one. So, again, it all depends on the prices. This one tends to be 11 to 15. Then you've got that one for a £5. That's about 17. Another sort of like £10 on sort of like some of the retro stuff as well, and then obviously some just modern bulk. So it probably would be cheaper than £30, but I think that's a good place to start because I think everybody needs a card where it's impressive and it's sort of got that presence, and it's always the Charizard cards that are the chase cards. So I think having one of those when you start your collection as like a go-to is quite a funky one to have. So yeah, that is just my idea on it. I think it's important to not get caught up in the sort of chasing of cards. So if like a new card comes out, be like, oh, I really, really want that because I really, really wanted the Lugia Alt Art. But the prices were ridiculous. I haven't got the sort of money where I can just keep opening packs and stuff trying to get it. I can't afford to buy it outright. I can't justify it. So it's like, it doesn't matter if I don't get that card because there'll be another one along and it'll be even cooler. Like, now, that Lugia was fantastic, but they've just done, is it Paradox Rift they've just announced, or Raging Surf in Japan? And there's a really, really cool ground on with it. And now all of a sudden, I'm not really that bothered about the Lugia. So, it's never feel you're going to miss out on cards or stuff. If you do miss out on them, then that's okay. I wanted those special art EVs that come out, but again, I didn't have the funds to justify sort of purchasing them, so I just missed out on it, so to speak. I might pick them up in the future, but I think if you start thinking, oh, I want this, or I want a full set, or this and this, I think you're going to get sort of like taken away from the hobby quite quickly, because if you're trying to complete a full set, there's like some of the sets are like 250 cards, and that's quite a lot. Like I'm used to, back in the day where the sets were like 40 cards. It's 40 cards, about 70 cards per set. And that was it. Most of them were reprints of like non-hollow ones, of the hollow ones, but done as non-hollow. So I think it's good to have a focus, but I think this is quite a good starting point. I think you'd have a Charizard, you'd have probably pick up more of the Radiant, the Amazing Rares as well, but definitely having the Celebi would be cool. Some retro and some bulk, and that'll give you a good feel for like what a lot of the products are out there, and obviously you can pick up the V cards as well, very cheap, they're very good. But yeah, I think that's probably where I'd start, but I certainly wouldn't go out, ripping packs and everything, trying to, get chase cards and everything. Just sort of relax with it and just remember to enjoy the hobby. Like, I didn't think that I'd be making YouTube videos. I thought I'm the last person that would be making videos. Granted, they're not the best quality as you can imagine, well, as you've seen probably. But I really do think that it is a sort of hobby that makes you passionate about what it is you collect, especially when you get into conversations. Oh, what's your favourite? Like I've said before, Small is one of my favourites. I'm trying to collect all the Smoliv artworks. Another one's Red Varoom, absolutely love that one. And I'm going to try and get all the cards for them, but they're easy because obviously they're newer Pokemon. But yeah, that pretty much sums it up. So have fun collecting. Let us know how you'd start off a collection set for about £30 if you want, or just let me know what it is you've been up to in terms of collecting and everything. But yeah, that is everything. I hope this has been a little bit, it's a little bit different than what we have been doing. I think I promised in two videos I'll be making this one. But yeah, just enjoy what it is that you're doing. Collect the cards that you like and stuff. This is completely just where I'd start if I was advising somebody. Not that you'd want my advice. But yeah, that's where I'd start from, and I'd just take it from there. But yeah, having a little base thing just to begin with. I mean, you could, you might think, oh no, I want that sort of thrill, that rush sort of thing. Then, hey, for £30, start off with like a ETB or something like that's slightly over and stuff. But yeah, that might work for you. But if it was me advising somebody getting into the hobby, especially if you were into the thingy in the past, get some old, get some new. Get these because they're just cool for what they are. They really are cool. And then obviously get yourself a Charizard. And I think for the money, that's the best Charizard you can buy. But yeah, that sums up everything. I think we're going to either be doing some more Obsidian Flame next time. Let me have a look. It hasn't been payday yet, so I'm sort of out of cards. But I do have some Obsidian Flame. I think I've got these from a mixture of shops in Manchester, and the Red Room was from Co-op when I went in the other day. And then I think I mentioned in another video I've got some Shining Fate, Silver Tempest, Fusion Strike to open. So yeah, we'll open them in the future. That'll be in a future video. But for now, if you have any ideas for the videos or anything, or any feedback, obviously I'm new to this, so just let us know if there's anything that you want me to see adding, or maybe not rambling. I do have a tendency to ramble, that's why, to waffle even. That's why my brother calls me the Waffle Factory. He has a YouTube channel called Clyde the Ghost Boy. It's quite cool. He goes around graveyards and stuff, so shout out to him. But yeah, hopefully we've got all this edited properly and stuff, and it should be fine. But yeah, thank you very much for watching, and until the next time, bye bye.